There are scholars whose research and scientific studies contributed to their adoption to Islam, and were a reason for their conviction of this religion, and found comfort and safety in it. And examples of them: German psychologist Filli Boutulu. He is a professor of psychology at the University of Munich in West Germany. He studied the Quraan and delved into it because of his specialization as a researcher in various phenomena in religions. He was attracted by Islam, which felt a comfortable psychological aspect, and he said, "I found in Islam a psychological comfort that West Germany did not miss, but all Europe." He also says that my feeling of being attracted to Islam was long ago, but God wanted my work as a psychology professor to be a reason for converting to Islam, and upon studying Islam, I was astonished by what I found in the Quran, from an explanation of the curricula of Islam, and studied in it, until I ended up with an important fact, which is that Islam is concerned with the treatment of man, apparent and inward. Secondly, Jewish law professor and an Egyptian law professor, working in one of the American universities, said, we were in a legal conversation, and one of us, a Jewish law professor, was with us, and he started talking about Islam and Muslims. So I asked him, "Do you know the size of the inheritance law in the American Constitution?" He said yes. More than 8 folders. I told him, "And if I bring you an inheritance law, that is no more than 10 lines. Does you believe that Islam is a correct religion?" He said no. So I brought him verses of inheritance from the noble Quran. He come to me after several days, tell me, a human mind cannot include the relationships of relatives, so no one will be forgotten, and inheritance is distributed to them with this justice. Then this Jewish man became Muslim, so the verses of inheritance in the Quran were the reason for this man's conversion to Islam. Third, the Spanish university professor Miguel Pero read about Islam, which set ethical standards in transactions at a time when he hated freedom in Europe, the absence of family ties, and crimes and deviations abounded. Then he met with a group of Hispanic Muslims, and through them he was able to read, translated the meanings of the Quran in Spanish, and he felt a strong attraction towards Islam, and continued to read it until he was completely convinced, after which he decided to declare his Islam. He chose a name for himself, Nasr el-Din. This Spanish university professor says, one of my friends translated the Book of Prohibitions for Sheikh Yasin Rushdie, and I benefited a lot from him. I heard the voice of Sheikh Abdul Basit Abdul Samad, and loved him very much. In spite of the little that I know about Islam, I wish with all my heart that all people will be guided by it, and I will guide to Islam. And I will start with my family and close ones. As he says, that I maintain the performance of the prayer in its times, and the performance of Friday prayer, and I know the importance of the mosque, and the role it plays towards Muslims, such as helping them to understand the Holy Quran, and explaining the hadiths, guiding them to the path of good and righteousness.